Okay, so let's start by opening up our Word template. I'm going to File, Open, and I'm going to open up the resume builder that I received. And one of the first things that you will notice, you might get a prompt here at the top that asks you if you want to enable macros and if you want to enable editing. Those are errors, those are warnings that happen when you download anything from the internet. Once you enable it, you should see this view. Two things you want to look for. One is this new tab called Resume, and you should see a completely blank resume. But don't worry, we are going to start pre-populating it. Let's go into the Resume tab, and let's extract the sample file that is shipped with Resume Builder. I'm going to click Accept on the default, and it will store this file in the same folder as where this application was saved. So if I click onto this, you will see that a new file is going to be created. Let's go and let me just shrink this so you can see this window in a second. Click Accept, and in the meantime I'm going to open up this other window, and you can see that a sample resume data file has been created. And now the application is asking if I want to switch to this sample data file, and it's going to start refreshing fields, and now you can see the actual look and feel of the resume template. Now, where does all of this information come from? The first name, last name, your street address, the summary, skills, professional experience, etc. It is not sitting here, and do not try to edit it because this is a very smart template. What you want to do is to edit the data file. When I click on that button, it will open up the Excel file that we just extracted called sample resume data, and you can edit this if you want. I'm going to just make the changes so you can see how they get reflected. So I'm going to put the name, John Smith, living on 1 Main Street in Boston, Massachusetts. I don't know what the zip code is. And a short caption is a seasoned artificial intelligence researcher. Phone number 515-555-5555. John Smith at internet.com, and website John Smith portfolio, and I am seasoned AI researcher with 20 years of experience in data of unstructured data. All right, so we've just updated some basic settings in the settings tab of the Excel spreadsheet. I'm going to do a file save and switch over to Word. And now the Word document is a smart document that's automatically linked now to that file. And remember when it asked me, do you want to switch to the sample data file? And I said yes. So if I now click refresh, it will open up that file in the background, and it will start to pull in the data that we entered. So here you see the John Smith and the address and all the contact information and the summary. Now let's look at the rest of the resume details. So I'm going to switch back to Excel. Let's look at the roles. So my first role was from something to something, working for a company called General Dynamics. My title was AI Head of Research, located in Tarrytown, New York. And the description, I was the head of research engineering teams for the AI cognitive engine development. My responsibility were to manage large project teams and provide continuous updates on the progress. And my accomplishments were the development of engine number 1, generating sales of $1 million. And here we will have AI engine number 2 and AI engine number 3. I just want to populate this with some sample data and show you, now that we've entered it, I'm going to hit save or Control S, go here and refresh. And you can see that the professional experience section is starting to get populated with that data. One last thing I want to show you as this brief overview is the skill section. So for skills, I will put in, for instance, a cognitive expert with more than 15 years of experience, advanced, and skill level 10. And there's some additional fields here, but I will put a description. An AI expert expert is an engineer who can develop and lead the implementation of cognitive engines. And now let's save and refresh. And you will see this part going into two different places. One, there's a skill summary chart that uses those values, those numeric values, to just pull them up to the top of the resume. And at the bottom, there's the expertise pulls out that information as well. One of the other things I wanted to show you is that now you can start creating copies or for variations of your resume. So you can go into this Excel spreadsheet, save as, and call this John Smith's second variation. And let's say that we'll make one small change here, and in our skills we're going to add another skill of agile practitioner, moderate expertise, skill level 8, an agile CSM practitioner, can lead projects and form teams. So now this is a separate Excel file with some slight variations in my resume. I'm going to save it, and I'm going to close Excel, and now I can tell the Word document to switch to a different template. And I'm going to choose John Smith's second variation and accept. And take a look. We have an agile practitioner, some additional information, and this is how you can use the same Word document for multiple variations. And the tool is very simple. You can click help if you need more information on how to use this tool exactly. It should open up a nice help window, and it should give you information on how to enter your data and tricks and tips. And oh, one more thing I didn't show you is that in order to be able to create shorter and more concise versions of your resume, there are some sections that are turned off. You remember that there were columns for responsibilities and accomplishments. They are by default turned off, and you can turn them on, and you will get that information. And we can add the accomplishments columns, up to 3 accomplishments. So that's it. That concludes the overview of the Resume Builder. Hope you enjoy this, and looking forward to seeing you do great things.